And that leads to a very, very interesting bit.
So much blood!
The Red Wedding was my father's work, and Ryman's, and Bolton's. Lothar rigged the tents to collapse and to put the crossbowmen in the gallery with the musicians. Baster Walder led the attack on the camps. They're the ones you want, not me. I only drank some wine. You have no witnesses! Let's lay this all out. Edmure gets Roose and the Freys to unite and tells them to take Harrenhal. Arya makes it so Harrenhal is wide open for them to come in and take it. And while they are there, Roose and the Freys, Arya inadvertently helps them have access to the heir of Carhold. And with that, Roose leads Glover and Tallheart to go, hey, attack Duskendale, which led to Torrhen's death.
So much blood!
Which has Carhold be inherited to his little sister, which leads to his sister, trapped by her uncle, flees towards Jon Snow. And that is a whole nother grand scheme. We're going to get more into that later in future videos. But basically, Karstarks have gone bad way up there. She let that happen. And now, with Harrenhal, there's now Vargo Hoat there. And Hoat finds Jaime, who was released by Catelyn. Finds him, maims him.
So much blood!
Which puts Roose in a conundrum. I can't let Jaime go unless I get something figured out with the Lannisters. And Jaime goes, yeah, things are okay. Just help me get to home safely. Which then leads to Roose leaving Harrenhal and going up to the twins. He gets there first, and he, with various other Freys, or create the Red Wedding. And he's the one who stabs his sword through Robb's chest and says, Jaime Lannister sends his regards. Which has, of course, after Catelyn gets killed, she comes back alive, people. Spoilers. Not spoilers. And she is out for blood, hunting Freys, but more importantly, she wants Jaime dead. But as you can tell through this series of coincidences, she led Jaime out. There's a lot more people responsible. Edmure, Arya, and Catelyn. It leads to this Harrenhal conspiracy, you can say. Hold the phone, I just remembered something. If you check out Fire and Blood, and I think the World Book, something interesting happens at Harrenhal with another family member. And this family member is called Sabathine Frey, who you're going to see in the show coming out, The House of the Dragon. The Kinslayer then returned unexpectedly to Harrenhal, where he burned every wooden structure in the castle. 6 knights, 20 men-at-arms perishing trying to slay his dragon. Wallace, Lady Sabatha Frey, only saved herself from the flames by hiding in a privy.
Oh, crap.
She fled back to the twins soon after. But her prized captive, the witch woman Alice Rivers, escaped with Prince Aemond. As word of these attacks spread, the lords looked skyward in fear, wondering who might be next. Why do I point this out? Sabathine Frey is a Viperin. She married the second son. who is Forrest Frey, Lord Forrest Frey, the second son who inherits the twins and dies at the fish feed. She was his wife. In the end, more than 1,000 Northmen accompanied Black Aly and her nephew, Lord Benjicott, when they returned to the Riverlands after the royal wedding. "A wolf for every widow," Mushroom japed. "He'll warm her bed in winter and gnaw her bones come spring." Yet hundreds of marriages were made at the so-called widow fairs held at Reventry, Riverrun, Stony Sept, the Twins, and Fairmarket. The Twins. Well, the older brother's dead. Sabathine Frey is there. So she had a second marriage to a Northman. Why is that unique and important? Roose Bolton. His first wife died. So he has a second wife, who is Fat Walda. His second wife was a Frey, while Sabathine's Frey, her second husband, is a Northman. And both had control over Harrenhal. And both had a prize captive, Jaime Lannister, the witch that had the bastard child of a Targaryen. They both lose them. Of course, one was out of talking, the other one was out of war. They're not as similar, but yet very similar. George is repeating history here. What is he trying to convey and show us? These two are too similar. But yet at the same time, they're not the same. One cannot help but wonder. After Sabathine Frey lost Harrenhal, she led the twins to victory. She was close, very close to being one of the 7 regents that's going to be in charge of all of Westeros until the prince came of age. That's what happened to her. Roose Bolton is one of the people in charge of the North. No, he is in charge of the North right now. And his son thinks he's marrying Arya, which we all know is a fake. So, is this going to lead up to the fact that he may beat Stannis, or are things going to go a little reverse for him? This is an interesting clue. I wonder if anyone else has pointed this out. He likes to show off history repeats itself. If you read the entire book series, and I mean the entire series, from World Book, Dunk and Egg, Fire and Blood, and A Song of Ice and Fire. Sit these all down, and you may notice a pattern. And I don't know what I'm thinking, to be honest, but yet I think there's something more here. Makes me wonder. There's a lot of patterns. Patterns show themes, and themes lead to the part of the book. We see it all over the place with the Starks, the direwolves. The Lannisters call themselves lions. I wonder, do the Freys have a theme? We have to find the pattern. If we find the pattern, we can follow the theme. And that can lead us to clues on how he can finish the books. We're on to you, George. Here's a thought for you. Now we're signing out.